Okay, welcome to the Lubridata Science Channel. This is an impromptu live stream. It's 11 a.m. here in Central Ohio. I'm going to respond to a series of emails I received from a person who is helping with our programming. The subject for today is how do we use Lubridate to extract different parts of data. So we're going to do things like so we have a timestamp field. You want to extract the date. You want to extract the name of the month. You want to extract the day of the week, and we want to extract the hour of the day which the ride took place. Okay. First, let's come back over here and see if we can find this rascal and maybe get him to come and join in the fun. And you can see we are live. And there we are. Over here, to share, to share. So we'll give this rascal a few moments, see if he actually stops by. Okay. So let us see if this rascal actually shows up. I'm actually going to add one more column, one more scales is used to format the X and Y labels. Yeah, got it. You know what's funny about cookies? I can remember back in the day be like, oh my God, it's communists. Oh, they're spying on us. Oh, cookies come from the devil, of the devil. They're the spawn of Satan. Oh, now it's like, okay, cookies, sure, click. You know. So let's just wait a few moments to see if that rascal actually shows up. Not quite sure why the person didn't understand that, but like I said, we'll give them a few moments here, see if they show up, and if they don't, we'll go ahead do the extraction, the data extraction ourselves. He also asked the question that how can we count the number of rides by hour, or even by day? Well, there's two ways you can do it. He actually knows how to do it. He just doesn't realize it. Okay, you can use a group by function. He's done group bys on columns, and he's done counts as part of the summarize function. So it's the same way. The only thing that changes is the name of the column that you want to group by. That's what you have to understand. Okay. And you can group by any categorical variable on the list. It could be start date, it could be start station, it could be start hour, it can be start day of the week, it could be start month. Anything you want to do, you can do that. Okay. Now, I'll just mention that there's two ways to use libraries and functions. Okay, because the library consists of R is a functional language. Almost everything you do in R is done with functions or algorithms. You have a group by a function. It takes input from one side and generates output onto the right side. So it really is and almost everything you do in R, certainly with libraries like Tidyverse and Lubridate, are all function-based libraries. So you're always working with a function. So there's two ways to call a function. Okay. Hey Shuba, how you doing? So you made it. Good job. Yeah. I was just getting started. I'm really going to like uh, narrow this down for you to really focus on the Lubridate function. I was just explaining to my audience here. What happened over here? I need to. Okay. Okay. So I was just explaining to the audience that there's two. Well, let's back up here. We're going to use is a Lubridate function to extract date parts from the like the start. We're going to use Lubridate function to extract the date parts from the started at column, which is a date stamp, a time and a date and a time when the ride started. Okay, so we're going to call tidyverse, Lubridate, and scales. I'll explain that a little later on, maybe. All right. So we'll go ahead and we're going to load our libraries here. Load the libraries and load the data. You know, looking at your code, it looked like you had a pretty good understanding of R. There's got to be a way to turn these messages on. I just don't know. Maybe we can do this. Sometimes it gives you the answer to the problem. You just have to look at it. But I'll save that for another time. All right. And as I'm sure you realize, R is a function-based language, means almost everything you do is contained with either a function of some type, where it's a function of, say, the Lubridate package, or just a base R function, okay? So anyway, there's two ways to call it. So we're going to use the Lubridate package to extract the different parts of the date from the started at date timestamp. And there's two ways to call a function. As you saw back up here, I already called the Lubridate package, okay? So you can use this syntax if you don't want to call the entire library, you can use this format here, libraries : function, where the function is the name of the library, or the function you actually want to use. So you could say. Okay. And you could say, well, you would say df, whatever your data frame's name is, and you could say, okay. Of course, you would want to assign you would want to assign it to a new output. Okay, so that's one way to call a function, and this just pulls out the hour of the day. Okay, You could also simply do it this way. And that's another way to do it. Now you can do a lot of things with Lubridate. Besides extracting the date part, you can also convert between date types. Okay. So anyway, let's go and start with the code. So first of all, we're going to just pull out the date itself, and you should already know this. This is just because I mentioned by default. R prefers the date to be formatted as year, month, and days and separated by dashes, okay? So we're going to say, right, colon, and I believe you actually may have used this function. And just to make sure we even got something, let's just make sure we got all trips. Okay, so we do have all the things. And again, here's our two date fields, start at, end at. So we're only interested in this. So let's come down here. So that's one. Let's run that. Oh, okay. I forgot to put the date there. Then let's extract the let's see some. What do we want to call here? So that should give us a date. Let's look at the start hour. Now, if you use this format here, like I said, you don't actually have to use this here, but this is a little more clear, I think, to understand exactly what you're really doing. So there's start date, there's start hour. Let's put a note up here. Okay. Okay. And I like to keep these things separated. That way we can look at them individually. So what next? So you can see that the function call is very, very simple to use. It's very simple to use. So let's see some. Let's see. So we should be able to say month, and now we have to add a couple of extra parameters here. I can remember what they are. Now you can actually come down here, okay, and say and get the help page. Okay. So we want label equals true, right? Locale. Let's try this. So we're going to try to pull, if you just say month over to here, it will return the month as a two-digit month. Okay, it just gives you the month. By saying abbreviation false, we're saying don't abbreviate, and also use the labels to label the column with. Okay. I also want to point out that your two best friends are YouTube and ChatGPT. Almost all your R questions can be asked on ChatGPT, okay? So we got start month. So we're going to get the day of the week. And that function is called wday. Okay. Let's come back up here. Run that. Hour. We got an extra bracket here. Okay, so that's coming down here. Let's do oh, this isn't right. Oh no. Or is it? That would have created a interesting variable. It would. Well, then you mean the labels like on the X and Y labels? Let's get the date cleaned up here first. All trips. Let's do this. Let's just do a quick, let's see something here. So let's see how this looks. Let's just do this. So what happened to so there's that. Well, that doesn't work right, is it? You know, but it is. I bet it's hour, not hours. Let's see. Yeah. So now we got the hour. 17. You know, you subtract 12. So here's just a sample of the hours we got there. And there's our month spelled out. And what's next? Oh wait, I didn't assign it to a new variable, did I? Oh no. Uh-oh, I may have screwed up there for a second. Let's come back up here, unfortunately. And see if this one change down here has made any difference. Right, weekday, okay. You mean like the labels on the x-axis, the horizontal labels overlapped? Oh look what, oh, this is a relief. You see where it says show column types false? It doesn't show the output from this command interface. We don't have 12 rows of problems. So come over here, do this. This. Hours. So there's the months. That's kind of strange. Oh, you know what the trouble is? Daggone my hide. Oh, jeez, Dave. Read the code. And now we got so now we got the date, the days of the week, the months, the hours, and the names of the week. So we can come over here now again. Now, so this makes sense what I've done here. Okay, Lubridate is a very good, it's a very excellent function. You can see all the stuff down here also. Okay. Okay, so let's start. Okay. Now we can say oh, and where do we got the months at up here? Oh, notice something here in the summary. This actually gives you a count. Oh, I got to change this. We're going to start month. This gives you a count of all the values in the table. Okay, so for Sun you had 870,000 rows and so forth. Now this is wrong. Come back and look at the month numbers. Month. Okay. Okay, good. And come back down here and do a summary again. Because essentially what you're creating here is a categorical variable. It's not a continuous variable, it's a categorical. So now you come back down here again, and now you get a count of the number of rows for some of the months, okay? But let's come down here now. Let's do weekday. Okay. And here's your count. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay? You can also come over here and say equals true. You notice the count is called n. The count is always n in R, okay? And you use the n. You've used the n count function in some of your code already. I saw it before. So let's just do a sort here, okay? Now, if we wanted to do a quick plot equals n. Let's see how this looks. Now we do have a plot. A line plot for what? A line plot for like day of the week wouldn't make any sense. Okay, a line. You mean like the count of rides per day or something, per hour or something like that? You can do something like this. Because remember, this would be the start hours for all the days, okay, for all the days. For all the hours, for the entire data set. So that this isn't a year function, okay? You know what, let's add one more, let's add one more thing up here. Let's add a year. Let's pull out the year. I'm not sure these last two functions are going to make any difference there, but we'll see. Do you understand how to use the Lubridate functions now? Okay. I mean, it's very simple. All you're doing is calling a function, the library and a function. This is a data frame, and this is the column you want to do the function on. But you'll use these 4 or 5 Lubridate functions all the time. Okay. Anytime you get a column that contains date and timestamps, that's you know, the word Lubridate should be going off in your head. Okay. Because you can reuse this code here over and over again. Okay, that's the beauty of R, because it's so function based. You can copy and paste all. If you copy and paste, you can copy and paste in the new script, and all you have to do is change the data frame name and the column name that you're trying to work on, right? Because you're seeing this thing. So here we're calling the data frame, and they were calling the start date timestamp, and this says don't use abbreviations and use labels, okay, which gives us the full name of the week. Now, there may actually only be, you know, I'm not even sure how many years there are in here, actually. Yeah, see, that doesn't make any difference because we got because we got the only 1 year here. Okay, so anyway, so now we're coming down to here. All right, we've got a couple things here. So again, we can do the count by the hour. Okay. All right. And you could, I suppose, you could do something like this, but it doesn't make a lot of sense because you just don't have that much data. Who can spell geoline? So here's the rides by hours, okay? Let's do something a little funky here. What we really want is a separate as a separate plot for each month. Not coordinate flip. I forgot what the you put. Start month. But you see, I use this simple formula right here all the time. You know, anytime you get a categorical variable, it means it's a variable, sometimes called factors on other systems. It means there's a limited range of values, like there's only 24 hours in a day. There's no 24.5 hours in a day. There's no 20.5 hours in a day. You can use the count. Now, what this does, okay, FastArrap says create a separate plot for each month. Let's see what happens here. And that didn't work. Okay, so we're going to do something a little different here. Now we're going to look at the second way to calculate these numbers. Okay, now we're going to use a group by function. And in your ggplot, in your code, you have used the group by function and the count function, the in brackets function. Okay, so let's say okay, month. And now let's do a summarize. And you've done this before. Right? Does this look familiar? All right. So now we're going to change this. We're going to change the Y. So now we got the start month. Yeah. So this code here should look familiar, okay? But this up here is just a shortcut. But like I say, I use this all the time when I'm working categorical variables, because categorical variables are something you need. It's so common you have to know how to analyze them. Okay. So now let's see. We're grouping by. I forgot to put the group by function here, didn't I? So now we're going to do a count by month and hour. Then we're going to create a separate plot for each month, okay? Did I mistype one of the words? Let's run this here and see what happens. Okay, so we did get the ride there. Oh, okay. I forgot to put the column name up here. And now we got a plot for each month of the year. And is that pretty spiffy or what? And look how easy that was, just one function here, facet wrap, okay? So now you got the rides by hour for each month of the year for 2022. All right? By month. Now let's come back up here to this plot here, okay? Let's say we want this plot to be horizontal, not vertical. You would use, if I can spell it right, all right, so now you got that. Now, and again, this is just a coordinate flip function, all it did. Okay, but let's say we want to sort these by the number of rides. Okay, you could come over here. You can do reorder. I think you use reorder, didn't you? You know reorder, don't you? So now it's sorted by the number of rides for the entire for the year. Okay. Let's just come up here. Let's do a count of rides by day. Okay. Now this way I'll show you how to rotate the label. So we're going to say we're going to take this over to here. What are we going to do by hour? Well, you would do your group by again. You would do your group by casual and hour. Because all you're doing is changing the group by function and the aesthetic. That's all you have to do. Okay. So now we roughly got a plot by hour, by the month. But let's say we want to rotate these X labels. Okay. What we're going to use is the scale package to make it cut a little finer. Okay. So how do we do this? How do we so I'm going to say it again. Your two best friends are YouTube and that's not what I want to do. Now, some people here they're assigning the output to P, then they're adding this function. We don't actually have to do that. We can just take this part right here. This is just a question of style, I think. So, come down here. And now the labels now the labels are rotated 45 degrees. Now let's say we got let's say now let's come back and let's add let's add commas to the Y labels. Okay. Since we're dealing with the continuous variable. May not be spelling this right, but we'll see. Well, I guess. It's a scale wide continuous is what it is. Let's change this to a columns. A column. Yeah. I don't know. So now we got commas in the y-axis, and we got the plots. Now notice the thing about ggplot2 is the syntax is consistent throughout all your plots. You call a plot, you assign the aesthetics AES functions, and then you call the actual type of plot you want to create, and you go from there. Okay. Okay, let's change this one more. Let's change this to area. Okay. So if you want to add member and casual, then you come up here and you add it up there. Okay. It's all about doing group buys. Okay. Yeah, and you. I saw your code. You know how to do this, right? You understand this code. You just have to include both. You have to include any column you want to include in the plot has to be part of the group by function. Okay. Let's come up here and find member casual. And this should be I can never remember whether that has to be enclosed in quotes or not. You see, all I'm doing here is I'm just going to ChatGPT and asking questions, and you can do that. Okay. Okay, so we're going to change the aesthetics. Now, most of the time, you don't need to use the date anymore. All you can do is you can either pass the data frame name in the pipe command, which is what we're doing, or you can put the date. You can put the data frame name inside. But we're interested in is right here. We're interested in this number right here. Let's just put this down on the other line and make X And now you got the member casual, okay? And you know how to use the fill. You used the fill. I've seen your code. You used fill before. Or of course, you could split it out by do a faster wrap and split it out by member and casual if you wanted to. I mean, you could do anything you want to. You come back up here and do it by member casual start. I don't know, month or something like that. Then do a fasted wrap on month. And get the rides by month for member casual, okay? Now, any other questions? Do you understand the code now? There's nothing special about this code. You can use this code over and over. You can use this code over and over again. All you got to do is change the data frame name and change the name of the columns that you want to use. Then you can just reuse the code. Now, in my opinion, R is much easier to learn than Python. And SQL is easier to learn than either R or Python. Okay. But again, I want to emphasize, ChatGPT. Look at how many questions, plotting questions, was answered by simply using ChatGPT. So again, ChatGPT and YouTube are your two best friends. All right. Any more questions? Oh, let me share this. Okay. And here's a link to this notebook. All right. And I'll also put it in your email. Now, at this point, you already know how to do these plots. I've seen you do these plots, but you know how to do these plots, okay? Again, off the top of my head, I don't know. Ride duration's easy. You just use the mean function inside your summarize statement. We got number of rides by type. All you got to again, you change the when you say number of rides, that just means the number of rows for the different bike types. As far as the layout, I really don't know. I mean, you could probably create it. You can create some type of report using R Markdown, but you know, okay. Now is this something you created? Is that what this is? We looked at frequency of rides by hours, frequency of rides by date. You know, how you put the labels on top, I don't know. Okay. This is just a stack bar part. This is a, you've done this type of plot. You have a plot where the plots are side by side, right? How do you do the labels? I don't know how to do those type of column labels. I'm sure ChatGPT could probably help you with that. Of course, you know, friends don't let friends use pie plots, okay? I have a statistics book, and it says one page has a pie plot, and it says, this is the only pie plot you're going to see in this book, okay? We've done frequency, weekday starts, weekday starts. What you would have to do, well, can you actually tell it? Well, again, how do you break it down by week starts and weekend starts? Well, you have to create a new column, and it either says weekday or weekend for it. Okay. Again, that's a ChatGPT question. I don't know off the top of my head. You got the days. You got the ride counts. Okay. Frequency of rides. Frequency, I think, just means the number of rides, right? You've got, again, you got to create the column that contains the words weekday, and weekend in it. Then this is just a side-by-side chart, okay, a non-stack chart. Again, how do you create a? And you use, I think you've done this also. You just use the dodge function, right? You just use the dodge functions by day of the week. So remember, we've done ride frequency by days of the week, didn't we? All right. Any more questions at this point? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Okay. I will mention I will be streaming again this evening at 9 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. If you go to the Lubridata Science channel, click that bell icon. You'll be notified whenever I up new content or when I go live. My general streaming schedule is Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Occasionally do something on Sunday afternoon, or as you saw during the afternoon, during the week also. But click that bell icon. Be notified whenever I go live, okay?